So with your membership, you got access to a page that looks more or less like this: Weekly Talks Members Private Area. And there'll always be some special features here. But what we're concerned with now is how to get you up and going on accessing the weekly talks. So there's two main decisions, two different ways that we've presented the weekly talks. One version is if you'd like to feel as though you're in the hall and you'd like to virtually reenact the session as though you were sitting with Mark and the rest of the Sangha. So that's what we're talking about here. I want to feel like I'm in the hall with Mark and meditate along with everyone. If that's what you'd like to do, we'll walk you through now how to download the talk so that there's a section of talk that's before the meditation, if Mark happens to talk before the meditation. And then you'll be able to download some music of any length that you like and plug that into what we'll show you how to do is called a playlist in iTunes. And then there'll be a section of the talk that comes after the meditation. So you'll be able to hook all these together and create your own program as though you were right there in the weekly talk. Now, there may be others of you who either were at the talk and just want to review what Mark said that night, or want to listen to these sessions while you're maybe in your car or taking a walk or at the gym or on the go. So you may not want to really take the time for a long meditation in the middle and just want to hear the entire session without that pause for meditating. If that's the case, you'll get one file for the entire evening, and it'll just have about a 30-second little intermission of meditation music to let you know when the meditation for that evening occurred. That's the only decision you'll need to make. And actually, you can even choose to get both formats if you like. So let's say that you're interested in getting it with the pause in between. We'll go ahead and walk through it like that. So if you ever need to refer to written instructions about how to do this, all you need to do is click on this page, and there's a lengthy and beautiful little section here on how to do this. But we'll go through this now in the video here, but I just wanted to point this out to you so that you know that you have access to more of this tech support or any particular page that you might need help on. And there's more in detail help here too, creating a playlist and iTunes help. And then also on this page, there's what's called the RSS feeds. And that's actually what iTunes uses in the background to give you exactly what you're looking for. So we'll go ahead and take this from this point. So remember, we decided to use the example of using two files for each night, the pre-meditation and the post-meditation. So we're going to subscribe to this particular, it's called an XML page. So I'm going to highlight that and copy it. And then I'm going to go to my iTunes, which I just happen to have open and ready. And we'll go up to the menu bar and choose Advanced. Hold that down and go to the second option here, Subscribe to Podcast. And by the way, if your iTunes does not look like this, it just means you need to upgrade to the newest version of iTunes, and there'll be another little video that shows you how to do that. So just make sure you're using the most recent version of iTunes, and it'll look just like this and give you the most functionality. So once you've selected Subscribe to Podcast, a little box pops up that looks like this. And now we're just going to come in here, and I can go up to Edit and choose Paste. And that URL that I just copied from the member's website pops up here. If you have any trouble with the copying and the pasting, just type in this address. The address is on that website, so you'll be able to just copy it and just make sure you type it in exactly. Once I have that in, I just click OK. And you see that it immediately pops up on the podcast page of my iTunes. And it's processing right now. So you see it says Weekly Talks by Mark Griffin, members private website. And this little orange circling thing shows that some of the talks are downloading right now. And since I'm making this video the end of January, we see that the most recent release date is January 29th. But whenever you do this, this will show you the most recent release date. Now, if this is all you see, you might say, well, that's lovely, but where are the talks? I don't see any talks there. Here's the little secret for how to get to them. You see there's this little triangle just to the side of the title? If we click that once, it spins down and opens up the entire window. And we see all the various talks that are available to you. And you can see at this point, there's a lot going all the way back to July of 2007. And most of them are dimmed because iTunes did not already download those for us. But this very first one is dark gray, not dim. And so that's the one that iTunes did download for us. And in fact, if we highlight it now by just clicking it once and then go to our play button here in iTunes, it'll start playing for us. You can see that it's playing now and that it's 16 minutes long, and it's a great talk. So I'll just pause that because we don't need to listen to it right now. There's a few ways to make sure, if you want to hear all of these, that you can do that. And one way would be, of course, you could individually click on any particular talk that you wanted. Here, for instance, I'll click Get for this December 6th talk, and you can see it's downloading that one right now. It's saying over here, it's showing you that downloading is going on, and this orange thing says I'm downloading. If for any reason you wanted to stop that midway, you changed your mind, you can just click the little X over here, and that stops that from downloading. Or you could choose to click the Get All button, and all of these would download. There's one more thing to notice here too. Down at the bottom there's this button called Settings. If we click this, a window comes up that shows the general preferences that we have set in our particular iTunes. And this will vary from computer to computer based on what you yourself have set your settings at, and you can change them anytime. So check for new, notice that I've clicked on the tab here, Podcasts. Each time I click on a tab, it shows a slightly different set of features, but we're concerned with podcasts. So that's the tab I want to make sure I've set. So I can say check for new episodes every day, every week, or just when I tell it to. You can choose that however you like. You'll be getting emails whenever there's a new selection added, so you can just say check every day and then just open iTunes when you want to have a new episode downloaded. The next two things are the most important settings though. When new episodes are available, do you want to just download the most recent one or download all of them? I recommend that you download all of them when you go to a new, when you pull these up and all of the options are available to you. And then if you're only seeing maybe 2, 3, or 4 of the episodes and you're not seeing a big list like this, it's probably because you have a selection here in place that says just keep the last 2 or 3 or 4 episodes. If you choose instead to say keep all the episodes, then iTunes will automatically keep everything that you've downloaded in your file on your computer for you. Otherwise, what happens is that when it downloads a new one, it'll delete one of the older ones. So that's, of course, your choice to make, but choosing all episodes will make sure that everything is kept for you. So this is probably the most useful configuration of these 3 options for you. Okay, and so that will be the end of video number 1. We'll go